Today, I want you to listen, really listen, to what I'm about to say. This isn't just another motivational talk. This is a call to arms, a wake-up call to harness the only weapon that truly matters, your mind. You see, in this world, distractions are everywhere. Phones, computers, social media, they keep us busy, but they also drown out the quiet, potent voice inside our heads. But when all that noise is stripped away, there's only one thing left. You and your thoughts. You and your thought. And if you can't control that, if you let your mind run wild with fear, doubt, and negativity, then nothing else matters. Because in those quiet hours, when you're alone, your mind is both your greatest ally and your worst enemy. Today, I want you to take a moment each morning, before you let the world dictate your day, to sit quietly and command your mind. Tell it where to go, what to believe, and how to serve your vision. If you can master that, if you can train your mind with discipline and purpose, nothing can stop you. Nothing can stop you. Let me share a hard truth. Life is relentless. It's a battlefield, and every day you're going to face challenges that will try to beat you down. The world is tough. It will find your weakness and hammer you. But here's where you separate yourself from the crowd. You don't let those challenges define you. Instead, you use them as fuel. You learn, you adapt, and you grow stronger. I've learned this the hard way. There were times when I felt completely overwhelmed, when the failures piled up and I doubted my own abilities. I remember moments when I thought, I can't do this. I'm not good enough. But then I discovered something essential. The secret is to keep pushing, even when it hurts, even when you're broken. You must embrace what I call a chosen suffering, the deliberate act of facing discomfort head-on so that you may build resilience. It's not about running from pain. It's about using it as a stepping stone. I've seen it time and again. When you endure and overcome, you gain a power that no one can take away from you. I remember a time when I was struggling to pass a critical test, a test that seemed insurmountable. I couldn't remember the material no matter how many times I read it. So, I made a decision. I was going to write it all down. I repeated it over and over until every word was burned into my mind. And you know what? Eventually, it became second nature. That's the power of repetition. Shucks, that's the power of discipline. Now, I want you to understand something about the nature of success. Most people, too many of them, spend their lives making excuses. They let fear paralyze them. They let self-doubt convince them that they're not enough. But here's the truth. Excuses are the enemy of progress. Every day you spend saying, I'm not ready or I can't do this, you push your dream further away. You've got to wake up every morning with a burning desire to control your destiny. When you face rejection or failure, don't let it become the final word in your story. Instead, let it be the spark that ignites your next attempt. Every setback is a lesson, every failure a stepping stone. The key is to never, ever let those failures become permanent. Keep getting up, keep pushing forward, and let your discipline be your guide. I'm not going to lie, this path is not easy. There will be days when you feel like giving up, when the weight of the world seems too heavy to bear. But in those moments, you must remember that you're stronger than you think. When you control your mind, you control your life. And the only way to truly succeed is to harness that power, to direct your thoughts with unwavering discipline. Every morning, take a few moments to silence the noise. Put away your phone, shut down the distractions, and focus on your inner self. Ask yourself, what is my goal? What is my dream? Write it down. Commit to it. Then let your actions speak louder than any words ever could. Because when you work in silence, when you let your success be your voice, the world will eventually take notice. Now, consider the truth about accountability. Too many people spend their days blaming external factors, blaming their boss, their family, the system, for their shortcomings. But the reality is, if you're not willing to own your failures, you'll never own your success. Take responsibility for every setback. When things go wrong, look in the mirror and say, this is on me and I will fix it. That's what extreme ownership is all about. It's about realizing that your destiny is in your hands alone. I challenge you to look at your life with honest eyes. Analyze the parts that are working and the parts that aren't. Dig deep into the archives of your experiences. Understand that the lessons you learned from hardship are invaluable. They are the fuel that drives your growth. Don't be ashamed of your past. Instead, own it, learn from it, and let it empower you to be better today. And now, let's talk about the power of repetition and persistence. There's a saying, a practice makes perfect. But it's more than that. It's about building resilience. Whether it's training your body, refining your skills, or simply repeating your affirmations, repetition is the only way to truly internalize success. I once worked with an individual who struggled immensely with self-doubt. Every time he attempted a new challenge, his mind screamed that he wasn't capable. But through relentless practice, repeating his efforts day in and day out, he eventually broke through that mental barrier. His success wasn't handed to him on a silver platter. It was earned through sheer persistence. That's the essence of building self-confidence. It's not an innate trait. It's a muscle you develop over time. And every time you push past a failure, every time you rise after being knocked down, you strengthen that muscle. So, when you wake up tomorrow, decide that no matter how many times you might fall, you will keep moving forward. Let your failures refine you, not define you, not define you. Now I want you to think about the obstacles that life throws at you. The world is a fierce competitor. It will try to find your weakness and hammer you down. And if you let that happen, if you let fear and doubt take over, you'll never reach the greatness that lies within you. You must become so tough, so resilient that nothing can break you. That means facing your demons, confronting your past traumas, and, most importantly, learning to silence the negativity that surrounds you. This is why discipline is crucial. Discipline is the structure that allows your creativity and passion to flourish. Without discipline, even the brightest ideas fade away into nothingness. I call it mental zoning, organizing your mind so that every thought, every emotion, every distraction has its proper place. When your mind is cluttered with excuses and doubts, you can't focus. And when you can't focus, you can't achieve. I practice meditation every night for 2 hours. It's my way of clearing out the clutter, of reordering the garage of my mind, so that I wake up every morning with a clear, organized headspace. This discipline, this constant, deliberate effort to keep my mind in check, has become my armor. It's what allows me to step out into the world, ready to tackle whatever challenges come my way. I want you to embrace this idea. Your mind is a battlefield, and you must be the commander. Don't let the noise, those negative voices and distractions, overwhelm you. Instead, take control. Tell your brain exactly where you want to go. If you do that, if you master the art of controlling your thoughts, nothing in this world can hold you back. Let me leave you with this final thought for today. The path to greatness is not a smooth, easy road. It's filled with struggles, pain, and moments when you feel completely alone. But every obstacle, every hardship, every moment of suffering is an opportunity to grow strong. When you face those challenges, don't run away, embrace them. Let them shape you into the person you were always meant to be. Every day is a new chance to build yourself up, to conquer the doubts that plague you, and to push forward toward dreams. And every morning as you begin your day, remember that the power to change your life lies within your mind. Invest in yourself. Control your brain. And let nothing, no matter how tough the journey, stop you from becoming the best version of yourself.